Hi guys, the UK government has recently announced the 5-point migration plan that will take effect from spring 2024. This has thrown so many persons into panic, most especially those who are currently on the process of making their visa application, and while others have gotten COS from their employer but they are yet to make their visa application. In this video, we'll be looking at the 5-point migration plan that was recently announced and ways migrants can be able to navigate some of the things that are contained in that 5-point migration plan. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new to this channel, in this channel I give latest updates on how you can migrate to United Kingdom through the skilled workers migration route. I also share my life experience here in the UK, and I also give information on how you can migrate through studies route. So if this content look exciting to you and you gain value for this video, guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to join the amazing ever-growing family. You can as well leave your thoughts on the comment box, and if this is your first time of coming across my channel, you can as well give a thumb up so YouTube can recommend to a wider audience. So many migrants who are looking out there to get valuable information on ways they can put their migration plan on a solid footage. So guys, without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So guys, UK government recently announced 5-point migration plan that will take effect from 2024. We'll be looking at all the items that were contained on the migration plan. But before we go into that fully, we need to get this clarification right. This is just a proposal that has not gotten assent from the parliament, right? So it's still on a proposal stage. The probability that all of this 5-point migration plan will come into effect or will be passed into law is very slim. So as it is now, it's still on a proposal stage. So those who are on the verge of coming to the UK with their dependent, most especially skilled workers, they can still do that without any embargo. So I know the news of the 5-point migration plan has thrown so many persons into panic, but guys, you don't need to be panicked about all of this because it hasn't been passed into law. At this stage, it's still on a proposal stage. The first point on the 5-point immigration plan that was put in place is to restrict care workers and senior carer from bringing in their dependents to the UK. What this implies is that if you are trying to come into the UK as a carer or senior carer, come spring, which is from end of March 2024, you will not be able to come into the UK with your dependent, but you can still come alone as an individual. So if you are currently on the process of making your skilled workers and plan under the carer or senior carer route, you are still very much welcome to come into the UK with your dependent, right? In as much you do that before the end of March 2024. The news of 5-point migration plan has thrown so many persons into panic, most especially those who have invested heavily in their migration journey. Getting to this point, the government is coming up with this 5-point proposal that involve carer and senior carer will not be eligible to come into the UK with their dependent. So guys, if you are currently on the process, you need to act fast. You can still come in with your dependent before spring 2024. So this should not deter you, those who are already on the process coming in, or those who have gotten certificate of sponsorship, right to come and work here in the UK. You can still do that, but you need to act fast because so many people have been coming to my comment section, sending me messages on Telegram. How can they navigate all of this? Some of them have gotten COS, while some have gotten employment, but they are expecting COS from their employer. The answer is you can still come in with your dependents. You just need to act fast before spring 2024, right? So you are still very much welcome to apply with your dependents. The second point that was talked about in the 5-point migration plan is the threshold for skilled workers. So for you to be able to come into the UK as a skilled worker, you must earn a minimum of 38,700 per annum, right? This is very funny because if you want to look at it, how many persons earn 38,700 here in the UK, right? Most of the jobs that fall within the shortage occupational list, which the care and senior carer also fall under, they earn far below that amount. So jobs that do not fall within the shortage occupational list, they are the ones that require to pay a minimum 38,700. The question still remains, how many migrants or citizens here in the UK earn up to that amount? So guys, if you are planning to come into the UK as a skilled worker and the job is not within the shortage occupational list, that is the amount you are expected to earn before you can be able to get a sponsorship job from that company. Couple of weeks ago, I read the statistics by one organization that rates the average amount that is being earned by workers here in the UK, and the average is about 26,000 per annum. So if you are talking about average of all the total worker working here in the UK earning within 24 to 26,000 per annum, and you are increasing this threshold for skilled worker to 38,700, then how many percentage of the workers here in the UK earn up to that amount? So I believe this is something that will still be deliberate on. Trust me, the UK is not a banana republic. Some persons will also take this up to tell the government this is not doable. There are so many sectors because the country is being driven by private sector. So if you want to impose such an amount for skilled worker, how do you expect these persons to be able to recruit expertise from abroad when they have lot of vacancy in that position? This is another area I believe in the coming days there will be some deliberation on how this can be reduced, because it's practically not doable. Most workers here do not earn up to that amount. 90% of the workers here do not earn that amount. So if you are trying to restrict it to just the 10% that earn up to that amount, then the vacancy that exists in that sector will keep on looming. So one other area that's also talked about is the amount you need to earn before you can be able to bring your family to reunite with you here in the UK. This does not only affect migrants, but it also affects those who are citizens. For instance, if you are married to a British citizen, right, and you live abroad, the possibility for you to join him here will rely solely on how much he or she earn here in the UK. So you can see this is something that will still need to be deliberated upon. It affects both migrants and citizens of the United Kingdom. So this area is another area I believe will also be deliberated upon to see how that threshold will be reduced. That amount is very, very high. Only a few percentage of workers earn up to that amount. So, and if you want to restrict those who do not earn up to that amount from reuniting with their family, then it will also affect those who are from the UK and those who are migrants living here either on a temporary visa or pre-settlement visa. It also talks about the shortage occupational list. Jobs that fall within the shortage occupational list are jobs that have high vacancy in that sector. Migration Advisory Committee determined jobs that fell within the shortage occupational list and advised the government about such a job, right? Jobs that have high vacancy in that sector, we approach the Migration Advisory Committee and they will look into it to see how they can support those sectors, right, in filling up those vacant positions to enable them boost productivity and services, right? So any job that falls within the shortage occupational list, the threshold for a salary will be reduced by 20%, and the requirement to gain such a job with sponsorship will also be reduced. So these are some of the things the Migration Advisory Committee do. They advise the government on jobs in different sectors that are facing manpower issues, right? So those jobs will now be looked into and be placed into the shortage occupational list. The government is trying to scrap the shortage occupational list, thereby putting all jobs in the same pedestal, such that for you to be able to get a sponsorship job from any of this sector, you need to earn a minimum of 38,700. This is another thing that is not doable. Imagine coming into the UK as a carer and you're expected to be paid the minimum of 38,700. How many care homes can pay that amount to employee? With that, you are trying to tell the companies to close that shop if you insist that all jobs that fall within the shortage occupational list should be reverted back to the normal standard, wherein before an employee can get a skilled worker's job, you need to earn minimum 38,700. Most of these companies will close shop within the nearest future. And the last part of the 5-point migration plan is about international students. They are trying to come up with some other review to see how they can further tightening how international students come into the UK, right? According to the UK government, they are trying to what? Prevent abuse of the UK academic system. If this proposal comes into effect, it will reduce the number of international students coming into the UK to study. The study here in the UK is a win-win for international students and the UK universities, because international students contribute huge sum amount of money that the university used to run itself. So imagine restricting international students with some of this law, or bringing up some policies that will not be favorable to international students. That will reduce the number of persons that will be tempted to come into the UK to study, and most of this university will lose huge amount of funds, right, that they are using to finance their research projects and other infrastructural development within the university. So guys, I thought I should bring this clarification and insight into the 5-point migration plan that was recently announced by the UK government. So guys, you don't need to panic about all of this 5-point migration plan. There must be a way out at the end of the day. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. If you gain value for this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to join the amazing evergreen family. You can leave your thoughts on the comment box, and also you can as well give a thumb up so you can recommend this content to a wider audience. See you in my next video.